Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm so excited to share with you how I managed to fit 3 little girls comfortably into one room. This was the original nursery that turned into the girls' room, but when my youngest was ready to move out of her crib, we decided we need more room, so we made a big switch. My son had the larger bedroom, so we swapped spaces. One of my favorite things about my kids is how much they embrace change. They were so excited. This footage is actually from 2 years ago. I can't believe how much they've grown already. First, we transformed the nursery back into my son's bedroom. I made a whole video about this renovation that you can check out the link above. We gave his space a fresh, more grown-up look, complete with an accent wall and stylish furniture. But back to the girls' room, this space isn't huge. It's only 13.5 by 10.5 feet, so I had to be very intentional on how I planned out this space. First up, the lighting. I swapped out an old fixture for something fresh and modern with a little bit of an elegant touch to it. The old light fixture only had 2 light bulbs, so I love how much light this one brings in. Next, it was time for a fresh coat of paint. I chose the shade Light Blue by Faro and Ball. It was the first and only sample I tried. It was love at first sight. It's so pretty. I decided just to go ahead and paint the entire room instead of trying to do an accent wall since we have so much to fit in here. Luckily, there wasn't much patchwork to do, so I was able to get the painting done really quickly. I did a lot of research and found this set of triple bunk beds on Amazon. The measurements fit exactly between the 2 windows in the room. I love this configuration so much. I feel like the bottom bunk doesn't feel as cramped with the top bunk being perpendicular, plus the set just looks so fun and unique. If you're enjoying this, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe. I love sharing my home renovation projects, and if that interests you as well, I'd love for you to be a part of my YouTube family. Thanks for watching. I was so excited to get started and assemble the beds, but in hindsight, I should have waited for my husband because this was definitely a 2-3 person job. Overall, this bed was fairly simple to put together. The instructions were great and the parts were labeled really well. It took me about a half a day. When the kids got home, they wanted to help too, so I let them feel big by showing them how to use the drill. Later, they just wanted to pretend to be jailbirds. This video clip made me smile. As you can see, I'm struggling to hold the bed together, but my youngest Juliet, who was only 2 at the time, saw me struggling and ran to grab another stool and help prop it up. She has always been so observant and helpful, and I just love how proud of herself she was. For all the new purchases I make for this room, I'll link it in the description below. This exact bunk bed set is currently out of stock, but I found a similar one with great reviews, so I'll link that one below. Once the frame was built, I needed the boys' help to help lift it up in place, and let me tell you, I am thrilled with this purchase. It's sturdy, it's well made, it's perfect for our space. After we got all the mattresses in, we decided to go ahead and give it a try, and it even passed our weight test limit. The upper bed is supposed to be up to 250 pounds, so it's nice and secure. Later we realized that the top bunk was just a little bit too close to the ceiling for Charlotte, so we bought a 6-inch mattress and then put that up there, and it worked out much better. Next, to make the space just a little bit more fun and interactive, I installed a hanging swing in the corner for a cozy little reading nook. I made sure the brackets were securely attached to ceiling joists so we wouldn't have any problems, because I know they'll be doing more than just reading in that swing. Next, my rug finally arrived from Overstock.com. The colors in this rug was the inspiration for the entire room's color scheme. Next, I scored this beautiful Sofavia desk off of Facebook Marketplace for an amazing price. The only issue though is there were some deep paint chips on the top of it, so they needed patched with some vinyl spackle. Then I was able to get an exact color match at my local hardware store. I did just kind of touch it up, but then opted to just go ahead and paint the entire desk top, that way all the brush strokes would match. Then to protect the surface, I invested in a custom piece of glass. I love the one they have on their dresser too, that way I never have to really worry about scratches. Then at Menards, we picked out 3 floating shelves, one for each of my girls. That way they can display all their little treasures. These were really easy to install. I created my own little hack. When you need to mark finished walls, just use a crayon. That way if you make a mistake, it easily wipes off. Pens and pencils sometimes don't wash off very easily and then you can see it. These shelves were so affordable. I love the minimalistic look they give with the floating effect, and all the hardware that you needed to hang these shelves was included, so it just made it really easy. To add a pop of color and a touch of elegance, I hung velvet curtains I found from Amazon. Not only do they look beautiful, but they also make the room feel so much taller. And I love the crystal ball detail on the rods that I found from Walmart. Fast forward 2 years and it's time for a little refresh. Now the girls are older, they wanted me to redecorate the room. I did a deep clean, removed all the glow-in-the-dark stickers from the ceiling, and scraped all stickers off the bunk bed and did a few paint touch-ups. I love how this paint pen worked. It was super easy and it just blended right in. Good thing I had a custom paint match for this desk because it gets a lot of use. Hopefully now the girls are a little bit older, things can be used a little more gently, or at least I can hope. So here's a real life look at what the girls' treasure shelves look like right now. Well, I've let them store whatever they want. It gets so cluttered, so I asked if I could style it for them for fun. So I got these totes and let them design their own name tags, that way they have a dedicated spot for all their keepsakes. So Juliet and I headed out to find some pretty things to dress up the room. The first thing we saw was this gorgeous wildflower artwork from Hobby Lobby that ties all the room's colors together. It was so beautiful. Then at Home Goods we found a few things, and then thrifted a few items as well, like these beautiful little enameled jewelry boxes. Shoe storage has always been a huge problem, and I discovered these life-saving rolling shoe racks that you can just put under the bed, and it's seriously one of my best purchases. Each girl gets 2 shoe racks and they get to put their names on it, and it's so easy for them to just be able to roll it out and see where their shoes are, keep them organized, and then tuck them back away. On Amazon, I found these cute clip-on reading lamps for each bed with adjustable brightness and color temperatures. I love how slim they are and that they're perfect for bedtime reading. At Hobby Lobby, I found these adorable floral monogram tapestries, and I got one for each of the girls with their initials on them. Charlotte was especially excited to help me hang them up. We just went ahead and stuck them up with some command hooks since they're not very heavy. Here's another quick art hanging trick for you. I learned this in my days working at Bombay Furniture. Use painter's tape on the back of your picture, mark the edges as well as the hanger spots. Then when you take it off, you'll have the perfect template to put on your wall. The reason why I like to mark the edges of the picture as well is that way I can see where the middle is perfectly and I can measure from each side. It's easy then to just level the tape before you drill any holes, and you get a perfectly straight picture every single time. I love how the wall and the curtain colors are all reflected in the art. It just brightens up the space so much. With my girls' blessing, I was allowed to style their shelves. Some of these things were vintage family pieces, others were just pretty things I collected. We'll see if they approve later. One thing they already saw and loved were these 3 little vintage ceramic bunnies. They remind me of my 3 little girls, and they're so sweet. They also love this little empty perfume bottle that I put out for them to play with. And lastly, I found these waffle knit coverlets for their beds. I thought the colors were just perfect for their room. The girls love their new refreshed space. They even decided to keep most of the decorations that were on their shelves, which surprised me. I hope this gave you some inspiration for creating a shared kids room that that is both stylish and practical. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. And feel free to check out my other video where I renovated our bathroom in less than 30 days. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there. Bye!